Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Before I get into what we'll be working on today, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale. It's my 2D goofy roguelite indie shooter, and it's a great way to support my work, and I think it's a pretty fun roguelite game. So if you're interested in that, please check out the link to the Steam page that's in the description below. And if you end up playing it, leave a review. I'd very much appreciate that. I also have my Udemy courses available for sale. These will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. So if you've loved watching the code review series that I've been working on, then I think you're going to like these courses, because it's basically just more of me doing more structured teaching, showing you the step-by-step process of going from a blank project to a completed game where you can export it and it's got sound effects and polish and all that stuff. And we also go over the process of refactoring code as we go. So if you're interested in that, check out the links in the description below. Again, I very much appreciate all the support. And yeah, let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be working on the health globes. And I'm actually going to be working on multiple things at the same time. So I've came up with this idea for like a unified UI for the health globes and the speed controls that we have in the game, as well as the begin button. And so all of that stuff is going to show up in this little widget here. And I'm thinking about making this widget themed after like a medieval astronomy kind of thing, where we've got like planets and the Earth. Maybe we'll have like a geocentric model of some kind, or maybe we can like indicate that there's a geocentric model of the Earth or of the solar system. But I'm thinking, yeah, make it like astronomy themed here. And then this middle part, this is going to be like a radial dial or something that you can use to change the game speed. So I'm imagining that you could, there'd be different sections here. So there'd be like a pause, a 1x, 2x, 3x, and you can select each of those speeds, and then it will do like a nice mechanical switch or something, or animation or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea how that's actually going to turn out, but that's my idea. And I think it's nice because it pulls the health globes closer together so you can see them side by side. And also it kind of unifies the speed scale experience as well. So yeah, that's the idea, and we'll see how it goes. Hello, Sir Naldo. Welcome back. Good to see you. I did see your email, by the way. Let's see. You sent me an email, right? Yeah, I think so. So you asked in the email, you asked if I have a Discord server. I don't. But I will definitely, I'm probably going to do a Discord server at some point whenever this game is ready for a playtest. I think it would be nice to coincide the release of the Discord with the playtest. So if you want access to the playtest, what I would do is I would have people join the Discord to gain access to the playtest, and it would be just a nice way of tying everything together. But welcome back, good to see you. Hello, Hyro. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Okay, all right. So, let's see what we got going on here. Hello, Ness. Welcome. Okay. So yeah, let's just get this kind of drawn up and see what we got going on here. So UI, what do I want to call this? We'll call this, do I have a combat? We'll just call it combat UI, whatever. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and do this. Oops. Like I said, I don't really know how this is going to turn out. There's probably going to be a lot of doodling going on in here. I don't even know what that layer does. Let's call this widget, I suppose. All right. I also want this to be symmetrical. Cool. Okay, I think that's fine. Oops. Oops. All right, so we can fill that in. What is all this stuff? Oh, I should have. Well, it's fine. Those health globe things are actually, you know what? I might. Oops. I should probably cut these health globes out. It's going to be harder than I think. So globes, reference. Okay, all right. Oh. That's not good. Okay, we'll just do that for now. Okay, so it's a little bit messy, but that's all right. We'll get it figured out. So I do want... Oh, I gotta put the symmetry back on. I do want to outline these things here. So let's do that. This is probably going to be quite a bit of work. All right, we'll just leave it like that for now. Could even do like thicker shadows there. Okay, that'll work. Happy Switch 2 Day. Oh yeah, happy Switch 2 Day to those that celebrate. Welcome, Christopher. My arm got injured. I can't work on my game, but hey, at least I can watch this. I'm sorry to hear that, Rookie Tookie. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're here. Hello, Dragon Apple. Gunforge on Switch 2. Yeah, maybe. No, probably won't happen. Hello, iCode Stuff. Welcome back. Good to see you as always. Okay, so to be honest, I don't really know what to do with all this. Is there something wrong here? Oh, yeah, right. Get all the stuff cleaned up here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, what I want to do is, like I said, I want to do like an astronomy kind of vibe here. So we'll see how that goes. I should probably figure out what I want this to be though in here. How are we going to do this? That's a good question. Any plans of getting a Switch 2? I do not know. I don't do any handheld or console gaming at all. Hello, Snupbill. Welcome back. We got the message Yummers. Very much looking forward to that every morning. So thank you, Snupbill. I appreciate that. We got the Yummers in the chat, and welcome back to the stream again. Hello, Bellato. So good. Thank you. Pixel clicking accuracy is crazy fast. What can I say? Good morning, Adam. Good to see you as always. So now I need some kind of indicator in here as to what the speed should be. Maybe there should be like a little... Do I have enough room in here? Let's see. Text. Oops. 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 Can I please move this? Oh yeah, I could do that. Ooh, interesting. It's not going to be centered that well, but that's okay. So I'm just kind of doodling right now. Maybe we could do... I actually think I probably need this to be smaller. Okay, now how am I actually going to do this? That's a good question. Let me think. Let's see. Again, I'm just kind of doodling. I need the disk to be divided into 4 segments, so maybe I'll do that real quick. Because there's going to be 1x, 2x, 3x, and pause. So I probably want to divide this up a little bit. Okay, all right. That division is not going to stay in place. I'm just trying to create a visual separation for now so I can see what I'm doing. Oh. That's not actually correct. That's not actually correct. It needs to go on like a diagonal, actually. Can't tell if that's centered or not. Let's see, that's 20 pixels. That's 20 pixels. Oh, I did do it centered. Very nice. So I'm thinking what I would do is maybe have like... Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do here. Oops. Okay, something like that might work. Oops. Dang it. I keep doing this on the wrong layers. Keep doing this on the wrong layers. Let's lock the disk for now. Basically, I just need icons for the different things. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Ooh, that looks pretty good, actually. I was originally going to do this color in here. Let's see what that does. Oh, that looks pretty good, actually, as well. Yeah, I like that. So I'm thinking maybe just phases of the moon for how fast you're going. I think that would work. So if I copy this, paste it here, fill that in, this can be like the new moon, right? So maybe I'll actually do this in order then. So let's grab this, put this, oops. What is that? Get out of here. Move this down here. This is the new moon. These icons are going to need to rotate as well. We'll make this one, I forgot if this is waxing or what, but a waxing gibbous. Gonna be kind of hard to represent, but that's all right. So look, we got like, this is the pause icon here, 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed. And I do want to put more kind of like stars around. That'll work. Okay. What's in the middle? That's the speed control there. So yeah. So this is like going to be the combined speed control and health globe kind of UI. And the idea is that this disk in the middle will spin when you select a speed. So you'll be able to click into these regions here to go to the speed, and it will just like flip mechanically. And I'm gonna put a bunch of like astronomical kind of stuff in here, theme. So I hope it's gonna turn out, but it's gonna be a lot of work for sure. Can't wait for Godot C# for web. The only thing stopping me from fully committing to Godot C#. Yeah. Can't wait for that either. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome. I'm a little bit nervous about C# for web. I'm worried that it won't work on all browsers, which will still be a problem, but, you know, we'll see. The controls got it, yeah. It's crazy you only use so few palettes from low spec for these amazing UI. Yeah, thank you. I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, it's like, I give this advice often, but give it a try, you know? Try to use a very limited color palette and force yourself to draw with that. And I think you'd be relatively shocked about how good you can make the art. Waning is left filled and waxing is right filled. Okay, so that's a waxing gibbous. Left filled and right filled. Anyway. So the problem is these are going to need to be rotated in a certain way so that they look right side up when they do get rotated 90 degrees or whatever. So we're going to have to do that, but one thing at a time. Actually, you know what would be a good inspiration for this? This one. Hold on, I'm gonna open it. This would be a great inspiration for this. The firmament. I don't actually know. Oh, it's called the Flammarion engraving. Huh? Oh, that was a weird guy. Oh, I kind of regret clicking out of that. Like that sun style is super cool. I think like borrowing themes from this would be great for the astronomy thing that I'm going for in here. So I'm probably going to borrow some elements from that. Or I'm going to try to borrow some elements from that anyway. What I'm going to try to do is make it have the same kind of feel. You know what I mean? Like that sun is just so cool, and the stars. The moon has a face. I gotta get my windows in order. Hold on. There we go. Do you play the Bazaar? I did play it, yeah, for a little bit. This game is very heavily inspired by the Bazaar. Do you want those to be in order? The moon's phases are from right to left. Well, it should go new moon and then... So this is the new moon. From right to left. So this has to be flipped. Is that what you're saying? Like that? Actually, that means that I probably need to do this now and add this shadow back in, or this like... That looks kind of weird now, actually. You know what I'll do? I'll just flip this one too. Should I flip that one? I kind of feel like maybe I actually do need... I'm just playing around with the colors right now. I'm kind of tempted to just make this all black. And then this one could be... I still think like I need an extra color in there, that's the thing. Yeah, I think I'll just go back to what I had here. We'll play around with those colors in a little bit. Just keep it like that for now. What I could do is I can make this a little bit thicker on the bottom here. That actually makes it look elongated too much, so undo that again. Goodness. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Those are minor details at the moment though, but... might be too busy with the stars, but maybe if I did more of a star shape and did fewer of them, that might look a little bit better actually. That doesn't look like a star, it's not thick enough. Ooh, the thick star kind of looks good. It's still too big, I don't have enough room here. Okay. Let's just go back to the single pixel stars for now. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But anyway. Okay. So these would need to be flipped. Hello, A the Ant. What did I miss? Not much. Just working on a new unified UI for the combat. I should probably make sure that this is actually going to look okay in game. Now that I think about it. So I'm just going to put this into the game so I can see. Oops, wrong one. I'd hate to go too far on that before I test it. I think it'll be fine because the health globes seem like a good size to me. Oh, yeah. I think that's fine. It's not centered, obviously, but... So you have this little widget at the bottom here with the speed controls. Each of those are going to be individually clickable. And then... I wonder... Maybe I should make the speed controls bigger. I don't know. I think it's probably okay. It's like a lot of the UI in Kingdom Come. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep. The right crescent is the first phase of the new moon. Okay, so I have it correct, right? That's the right crescent, and then it waxes over here, and then full... Oh, I gotta reverse that shadow. Gotta reverse that. Here we go. Fast forward the videographer. Oh my gosh. The fast forward thing the videographers do to show the passing of time would be sick being implemented for any game UI. With like the stars streaking across the sky. Left moon is more down than right moon. Thank you. I'm gonna have to rotate those appropriately, but yeah. Thank you, Sir Naldo. Good day, Craig. Welcome. Can't wait to play this, not gonna lie. Soon, I'm trying to get it there. I gotta get this course finished so I can get some more money rolling in, and I'm also currently searching for part-time software engineering positions, actually. The goal is if I can do like 10 to 15 hours a week on just getting paid as like a software engineering contractor, that's basically going to allow me to do this indefinitely based on my current income. So that should actually counterintuitively give me more time over the long run if I can sustain that. So I've got that in the works as well. I'm very busy. Hello, Plows. Welcome. Yes, delayed. 0404. I don't know what 0404 references. Do you have a degree or are you self-taught? I have a college degree, yes, bachelor's in video game development and simulation programming was the degree, but that doesn't really mean much. The overwhelming majority of what I've learned about game development, I would say actually probably all of what I've learned about game development has come from just, yeah, self-taught in the sense that, you know, I've learned from other developers. I practiced by doing game jam games. I watched pixel art tutorials on YouTube. I actually did not learn much at all in college. I can't think back to anything I learned. I think probably the most useful course that I took in college was the data structures and algorithms course. And we learned about graph theory in that, learned about the underlying implementations of all kinds of different data structures, which those are easy enough to learn on your own as well. But something like graph theory is not necessarily something that you're going to encounter in a sophisticated way in game development. At least, yeah, I think if I had to pinpoint the one thing that I learned that's still with me from college, it's graph theory and the data structures and algorithms, I think. Left moon looks like it's further outward from the center than the others. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, I think this spacing is not super important because I need to redo how the icons are positioned anyway, but yeah, I'll go ahead and fix that. Like, all these icons are facing oriented up, but when it gets into the game, what's going to need to happen is they're going to need to be rotated in accordance with, you know, how the disk is rotated, right? Whoops. I did not know that you could do a skew with the select tool. That's interesting. Okay, I think they're all aligned properly now. I think they're all aligned properly now. All right. So what next? What was I working on? I don't remember. Okay, well, let's just continue on then. Don't want to put too much detail into it yet. I want to figure out how everything's going to be positioned. But I think the moon phases are cool for the speed. We do need an auto resolve button. I currently don't have a place for that yet. So might have to put that somewhere. I don't know if this text is going to stay here. That's kind of just a doodle. I'm not exactly sure where that's going to go. Actually, let me I think I am just going to remove this for now. I'm not going to forget about this idea, but I am going to delete this. Because I still need to figure out where a couple of other things are going as well. So let's see. Because I need like a begin button. And I also need an auto resolve button. Maybe they can be part of the same contraption, because I'm thinking like let me see. Medieval. I actually don't know. What is the thing called? There's a specific name for when you've got like that machine that models the movement of the solar system. Orrery. So let's look for like a medieval orrery. Okay. All right, we're in business. We're in business here. An orrery. This one's cool. I like that one. This one's also cool. Oh, wow. Lots of chats. Let's see. Oh, the right globe. Yeah, I see. I just flipped that around. Yeah. I've self-taught a lot of the things I know, but I feel like school wasn't as really handy when it comes to learning data structures, patterns, and so on. Yeah, it can be for sure. Do you think it's a smart idea to go to college if you want a game dev job? I don't know. I don't know if I should give advice on this, because I don't really have a high opinion of college for software engineering, generally speaking. So, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't give advice on that, because I don't have a game dev job either. So, you know, unless you count my self-employment as a game dev job. Hello, Anykey. Welcome to you as well. Hello, Ongju Dev. Do you agree the more important for making video games is the imagination? No. I think probably imagination is the least important part. The most important part is the execution. If you can basically just like clone a game and you can clone it well, you can make money doing that. Obviously, you don't want to just outright steal things, but it's all about the execution. It's not about the imagination necessarily. Now, if you have a unique vision and also the ability to execute on it, then certainly that's going to help. But I actually think imagination is probably the least important part. I may be a minority in this opinion, but I feel like we're conditioned to think that college is a way of progressing in life, but in reality it's just a huge amount of debt. Yeah, and we have to consider too that that's the case for the United States, but there are countries where, you know, you might as well go to college if it's going to be paid for, you know, if you don't have to pay anything, or you have to pay a very paltry sum. But yeah, for the most part, like, especially with things like software engineering, which is a skill you can learn on your own, that doesn't require any special licensing, or you don't need to pass, like, it's not like being a lawyer or a doctor where you need to do exams and boards and have the proper credentials and everything. Being a software engineer is just like, can you do the job or not? And you can learn how to do that by taking Udemy courses, by tinkering around. So it's like kind of nonsensical to go $50,000 or $100,000 in debt for a computer science degree if you're just trying to be a software engineer, you know? That's my opinion anyway. Learned more outside of college and it's usually a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, I went to a very inexpensive college that I had a scholarship for. So I was able to pay off all my debt within a year after graduating. But that was my goal. The reason why I went to a no-name small school that was cheap was so that I wouldn't have debt. My degree is in CS with a focus on programming, and all it taught me was how to force stuff out by a deadline. Yeah, true. Add some outline for the number. Yeah, these are just placeholders. Those are going to be replaced with the actual assets in game. So I just have those in there for visual purposes. They're not. I'm not going to focus on working on those just yet. Good enough for a grade. Yep. I think that's going to be better. I'm not from the US, so I can't speak on how the education is there, but I think school is great at starting point for me. I think the general consensus is that the United States is a land of extremes. Like, I don't think it's a stretch to say we have the best or some of the best universities in the world, but we also have some of the worst universities in the world that are basically just like degree mills that are designed to squeeze as much money from you. So, yeah. Now I get it. Now you get what, Ness? Oh, they had that in the Dark Crystal. Yes, exactly. The Dark Crystal Orrery. I think that college degrees can be good if you want better chances at a job. It shows employers that you are committed. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. You are willing to embrace the suck. That is also true. Hello, Nicholas. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Anything related to the entertainment industry should be hobby until it earns enough to be the main source of income. Yeah, that's kind of... I mean, I think that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why most of my income comes from Udemy right now, those Udemy courses. I did digital games college. It was practically useless. It's good for meeting local game devs and know that some exists, that exists some basic stuff like color theory, but you'll need to study by yourself anyway. Yeah. I think there's a lot of, especially when you're young, there's a mindset that you get into that, well, college is going to teach me everything that I need to know. And really, like, for any sort of meaningful industry with a lot of complexity going on, college is really just like an entry point. Like, the ideal college education over 4 years is like, here, we're going to expose you to this depth of complexity that you didn't know existed in this particular industry. And we'll give you some of the foundational knowledge you need to know about it. But after that, good luck. It's up to you to learn the rest of everything there is to discover about that particular industry. Like, it's not an end all be all is my point. It's not going to, you're not going to magically come out of college with the skills of like a AAA game designer. That's not going to happen, right? So yeah, you're also probably not going to come out of college being able to be like a FANG engineer immediately, outside of very specific instances, right? Yeah, I mean, my opinion is not just like, it's coming from my experience too. Like, one of the best engineers that I ever worked with, he was a photojournalist for like 30 years, and then he just decided on his own to start learning programming, and he was a senior engineer at the company that I worked at. Another person had a degree in theater and was doing software development instead. So, and then one of my good colleagues that I worked with quite a bit, he's a musician, but he just decided to, I think he did a boot camp as well. And he's one of the best engineers that I've ever worked with. So it's like, it's just one of those things. Boot camps are significantly better. Yeah, I've been really impressed. I have a friend who just recently went through a boot camp as well, and he was asking me my opinion on it because I worked in the industry for a while, and he was asking me like, hey, does this boot camp sound good? And I was like, this boot camp, this 16-week boot camp here is like what I wish college was. Like, you get into the nitty-gritty, you're learning how to build modern software, You're using, modern technologies. You're following the processes that companies typically follow with the code reviews and everything. It's like, yeah, if college was this, I would recommend everyone go to college. Like, yeah, this is great. But, a lot of them have partnerships with companies looking to hire. That's true. Yeah, that's exactly true. And the problem too is the problem with college too is that there's a reason why your professors have been teaching for 20 years. It's, they don't, I'm not going to say they don't know how to build, they don't in principle know how to build modern software, but how are you going to learn how to build modern software or modern games from somebody who has been only teaching at a university for 10 years or 20 years? That just does not work, right? You want to be taught by people who have actually worked in the industry. But a lot of times when you go to college, it's people whose entire career has been working at college. And I'm just not sure that that's the best thing for the students. What name of the game are you currently making? My English language not really good. That's okay. I don't have a name right now for the game. There is no name. It's called Necromancer Grid Game, yeah. I'm currently taking a high school video game dev class. I believe I'm getting an extra diploma from that, so I'm not sure if college is 100% necessary. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, you can always take it step by step too. There's nothing, you don't need to, you can see how things play out before you commit to a certain thing, And I'm not trying to suggest that college is never a good idea, but there are problems with it. It's not an end all be all. It's not the solution to, all your problems, or it's not going to be the fulfillment of all your dreams. You know what I mean? You are welcome. My bootcamp people need about 18 months of training after. They are lacking some fundamental theory, and some bootcamps teach you to glue together frameworks with no data structure training. That is true as well. Yeah. But I think that's something that can be solved with a proper mentorship, with a senior engineer or something. But anyway, let's see. Let's continue on with this now. Let's see. Well, this is kind of bothering me actually. This here. It's adding a bunch of noise that I don't want to be here. Okay. So I was looking at the orrery because I want to have... Yeah, I don't know what the begin button should look like now. What should the begin button look like? I'm thinking there needs to be a begin button. I was thinking about making it... The problem with this game is I want it to be really thematic, but also it needs to be clear what needs to be clicked to start things. You know what I could do actually is I could make the begin button in here. Oh, yeah, I could do that. Wait a minute. I could take this disk here. This disk and these disk icons. There's no reason to show the speed controls until after you've started the combat. So what I could do is have an initial disk that's very obviously clickable here. So we'll do a speed disk maybe. Speed disk icons. I'll copy this, paste it over here. Oops. Wait, did I duplicate that on accident? Let's see. Gee dang it. This is so unbelievably clunky sometimes. Okay. Okay, Oh, what is going on here? Oh, I did end up copying that over. Oops. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on a second. Teachers should also be developers too, so true. Like top content creators for Unity never made a fun game. Yeah. What's the new game about? This is a collectible card game, grid inventory management auto battler, where the hook is that you can alchemize cards together, which means that you can take abilities from one card and combine them with abilities from another card to create a new third card that has abilities from both. And so you'll need to optimally place cards in your grid so that you can win the auto battler encounters. And it's all wrapped in a roguelike formula. So if you think about games like The Bazaar or Backpack Heroes, it's like that, but in a single player roguelike formula. You're pretty much ultra rare in the tutorial and devlog space for game dev because you have results and you dog food. Yeah, that's true. That's quite a software development term, dog food. Yeah, I mean, all the things I do like feed off of each other. I'm still trying to be more successful as a game developer, like in terms of actual sales, but you know, there's a reason why I've never advertised on my channel. Here's how to make money with indie dev, because I don't know how to do that. I know how to make games in Godot engine, and that's what I teach, and that's what I make my Udemy course money off of. But I've never once advertised like, hey, here's, you know, take my game dev course to learn how to get a publisher and market your game. It's like, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. You're coming to the wrong person if you're like, how do you make money with games? I'm like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. So anyway. Hey, quick question. How do I keep proportions and sort of angles of characters' art the same in pixel art? I always struggle with that kind of stuff. How do I keep proportions and sort of angles of characters and art the same in pixel art? Are you saying like keep the proportions across multiple different characters the same? Or like if you're talking about like a frame by frame animation? If you're talking about like keeping the characters relatively proportional to each other, what I do is I take like my main character, which is the player. I did this for Gunforged a lot. I have my player character, and what I'll do is I'll just copy the player character art and paste it into my A-Sprite file or whatever. So it's right there, and I can draw the new entity or the new character right next to the player, and so I can see what they look like side by side. So that's the way that I keep like the proportionality there. So if I want an enemy that feels very large, well, obviously it needs to be larger than the player. If I want an enemy that feels tiny, it needs to be tinier than the player. But if you don't have the player right there, then you're basically just going to guess about, you know, how that's going to look. Hello, Nathan. Welcome back. You may need to find someone who knows marketing. Most indies who make big sales leverage their existing social media platforms. So building a following first may help. Yeah, that's true. I've noticed a lot of creative space YouTubers always hit a certain following where they end up switching to classes courses instead. And a lot of their videos turn into ad for their course. Yeah. Yes, indeed. The new health globes look interesting. What's the idea behind them? So these are just basically like Diablo style health globes. I think they're cool. The reason why we're making this new widget for displaying them is because nobody liked the positioning of the health globes in the previous iteration. They were just kind of floating up at the screen. So this is designed to pull that information closer together so you can see all that happening in a more centralized location. Why does this look weird? Did I frink this up again? I feel like I keep doing this wrong. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I should have just done this to begin with. Why does that look weird? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm not doing anything wrong. Maybe my widget is wrong. Okay, let me try this. Widget. Something is weird. What is going on? Okay. I think that's fine. I actually kind of do think this needs to be thicker down here. Interesting. Maybe I will make it thicker. That might help. Ooh, yeah, that works pretty good, actually. Okay, well, we'll just leave that for now. All right, let's get the combat disc in place now. So this should be better. Yeah, that looks better now. All right, what do we want the combat disc to look like now? That's a good question. We got to do the classic crossed swords. What else would we do? Okay. Oops. Gonna need to animate this in some way so that the player knows that they can click on this, but that could also be handled by like an in-game tutorial. So it's not super important. Okay. It's too dark. Yeah, I just don't know what this disc is actually going to look like, though. I don't know what this disc is going to look like, though. So that's a problem. Thinking about making it very bright. But I don't think that's going to work either. Probably not going to work. Whoops. 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 Why is that happening? Okay, something's wonky. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what this does. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good way to do it too. That's why I was surprised when Blackthorn Prod actually released a new game. Yeah, that game looks pretty... I saw that. It looks pretty cool. It's fun too. Yeah, that's good. What am I working on? I'm working on a little widget to display some combat stuff. Like health, as well as having the speed controls and everything. Health globes, yes. Do you ever try to make... do you ever try making Mario Bros. In Godot? I have not. No. Do I have a full-time job? I do not. This is my full-time job. Well, not this specifically, but selling the Udemy courses, which are linked in the description below, by the way. Is the angry boy stuck on that menu, or is he a recurring character for the story? The design is so good to be a one-time thing. Oh, are you talking about the Cthulhu guy? I don't know. I haven't decided all that stuff yet. What does the moon cycle represent? That's going to be the speed controls. So you'll be able to change the speed of the game with that little icon. What's the twin health orb going to do? The left health orb is the player health, and the right health orb is the enemy health. I code with C#. What software is that? This is Acebright. Welcome, Andres. Maybe use purple to create contrast with the globes. He read my mind. Very nice. Love your VS Code theme. What's the name of it? I think it's Dracula. Yeah, I think it's just Dracula. Of course you know about that. How many years of experience do you have now as a game dev? Well, I've been doing game dev since I was 14, so you could count maybe all that. But I would say really the past 5 or so years have... Excuse me, I've been really trying to get better at game dev, so... Cthulhu guy's name is Waterbelly. Yes, that's true. Right now it's hard to tell which player health is which is boss. Yeah, so there's going to be different icons here for the player health. These are just placeholders for now. But yeah, we'll find a way of differentiating those. For sure. Okay, let's do this. Duplicate this. Does that look enough like wood? Does that look enough like wood is the question. Okay. Maybe I'll change the color of these icons. Maybe I'll change the color of this icon. Let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Quick question. How would you go about a 3x3 repeating world wrap grid system, or is it better not to do so? Wrap a grid system. So you have like, so you have 9 cells. Are all the cells like big tile maps, I'm assuming? I mean, I guess it would just be possible to just like move the tile maps to the edge of the screen that the player is currently moving to. But yeah, I guess I don't know enough about the details of what you're trying to accomplish to make a good recommendation. You could also just literally teleport the player maybe. Although that might not work either. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to know more details about what you're trying to accomplish. How did I come up with your username? I had a Firebelly Toad as a kid. And so that just became my first online username. Basically. Representing classic green versus red color for player versus enemy. I could maybe do that. Keep cooking, chef, thank you. That looks great, thank you. What about having a skeleton in another layer behind the swords? That might be too noisy. A skull, not a skeleton. Yeah, maybe something. Like an aged ruby carved with an actual blade, okay. Tile maps in like a 3x3 grid layout, then just move the tile maps in a way to make it look like a wrapping world. Yeah, you could do that. The problem that you might have to be aware of, though, is that I think there's a problem with those kinds of games where if you go too far, the math starts getting wonky because of floating point imprecision. So if you're like millions of units away from the origin, you could get into some problems. I don't know if that's a problem in 3D or 2D as well. And I also don't know if you're going to allow the player, like, are you going to add a limit on how far away the player can go? Because a common thing to do as well is to either, yeah, the common thing to do is to shift the whole world transform. So you move the player, you determine how much the player has moved, and then you shift the world around the player by that much. So the player is already always existing like at the origin, but that creates a lot of complexity too, which is not ideal, but that may not even be a problem that you have to be aware of. Why does this never work? Why does copy and pasting never work in Aseprite? I'm getting real tired of this. I want to copy this and paste it onto this layer. And it's not letting me do it. It just doesn't work. That is super, super frustrating for some reason. What is this? Where even is that? Oh. Combat disc highlight. Okay, anyway. That's too much. That's too much. This is probably going to be even worse, though. I don't know about this. Yeah, I don't know how I'm actually going to make this clickable, but we'll figure that out later, I suppose. New group. New group speed. Okay, so you'll go into combat, you'll click it, it will go into the speed, and then you'll be able to go on from there. Oh goodness. There's a lot more work to do on this. A lot more work to do on this. Vampire Survivors like top-down 2D with necromancy mechanics, so I can't teleport the player since I also have to take the enemy and allied units into account and it will get a mess. Well, that's why you... Well, yeah. I guess that's true. I'm starting to get fed up with Sprite as well. Yeah, I mean, I just like every time I want to just like copy something, there's like a whole ritual I need to do to make sure that I'm actually copying the thing that I want to copy. It's like I just want to copy the art that I have selected, you know? And it doesn't work unless you do things in the right order. It's kind of annoying. They don't release an update since November. Half the time I wonder what they're doing. Yeah. I mean, it's a good program. I like it, but yeah, there's stuff it could do better, but I don't know. NES colors, yeah. Bright cream and green doesn't look too great. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Highlight just swords or outline. Yeah, I mean, the swords are already... Yeah, I might have to just outline it. Figure out how that works. They do have a beta version that has been updated in a while. Yeah. I don't know. Can't really blame them, I guess. I'm sure they sold a bunch of copies. Take the money... And I mean, it's a good program. It's not like it's broken or anything, but okay, I'm gonna commit what I have so far. And we'll continue on with this. I want to remind everyone that all the ways you can support my work are linked in the description below. And I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break. And when I come back, we're gonna continue on with this work. So I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. The beta was updated last November from memory. Maybe make the swords cream and orange. Maybe. Just needs some more goodness, a bit more quality of life. Yes, yes. 1 minute increase from 2. Yes, I know. I started getting timed, and so I had to update. I had to make the number more accurate. Hello, Neozoid. Again, still lurking. Another revolution. We make the games now. I already stole all his code and will release on Steam before him. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I would enjoy an architecture video of how this game is set up. That would be an interesting video. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I have to edit the newest code review video that I made. I'm trying to think. I might actually re-record it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure that out. Shoot. The code review video for the project that I did, the project that I looked at is so big and so complex that there's like so many things to talk about. But I only talked about 2 things and the video is an hour long, so I don't know what to do with the code review videos. Do I just take do I spend less time on individual things to cover more of the project, or do I identify a handful of things that are interesting about the project and do a deep dive on those? I'm still trying to figure out what to do. Because I think it's useful if I take the time to like sit down and explain how a chunk of code is working, and then if I like rewrite it or make suggestions to make it better. I can't really do that if I'm just saying, oh, let's take a 5-minute look at this code. Okay, that's fine. Next one. Anyway. Do a code review video on one of your earliest projects. That is a fascinating idea. Maybe I'll do that. Good idea. The longer the better, yeah. I can make it over an hour, but then it's like I have to edit an hour of footage, you know what I mean? Okay, so I looked up the orrery. So that's the begin combat button. I might start just drawing some decorations here. Because I'm really curious to get this like looking good. This stuff over here looks relatively flat. So I'm wondering if I can like... I'm trying to think of how I want this to be. So if I do this... Actually, you know what I might do? We'll keep that there. I'm going to draw this in red just so I can see it. Maybe I can make a bigger one here. Like this, kind of. Let's go back to the orrery here. So if I do something like that and I make it, attached to something. Do a little carve out here. Oops. Let's make this a new group. Stop it. Stop it. Group. Here we go again. Oh, there we go. Background. Oops. Something like that, maybe. And then maybe this one is not necessary. Oops. So right now I'm just getting the shapes in place. These colors are not final. I'm just trying to get everything looking okay. So we can have like a little widget going there. Okay, and then these would be like individually animated, I think. So they would like rotate around each other. Yeah, I think where it was okay. Get rid of this. So again, those colors are going to change at some point, but that'll be fine. I just don't know what to do about this part. Feels a little bit weird. Oops. In-depth is better. What about the percentage of sales from people redirected through the channel, or organic sales better or worse? I don't know. I haven't really checked on that. I think probably, I mean, the most sales come from people just searching on Udemy and finding it. So how's the dev stuff going? It's going well. Thank you for asking. Going well. Is there a possibility of creating a Discord server so that we could share our developments and connect with each other? Yes, in the future. At some point in the future. Hello, Zane. I thought it was a crossbow for a second. What am I witnessing? Thinking. I'd like to learn a bit more about components and how they work. Could you create some content about that? There's not much content available that covers components along with C# language. Well, I have a composition video on this channel, which you can look at. It doesn't go into the technicals necessarily of how to write individual components, but it's a good high-level overview. When I mentioned orrery to my wife, I think she misunderstood what I was asking for. Oh no. No, stop. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. What am I witnessing? The problem is the courses take forever to produce. I've been working on this new course for weeks at this point. Azir, what are you doing? I've been working at the new course for weeks at this point, and I have like 10 hours of footage finalized, and I'm not done. I just don't know what to do with this big old blob here, I guess. You know what I'm going to do? Maybe I'll try... Let's get rid of the orrery for now. I'm just going to try adding more... I'm just going to try adding more separation to the various elements of the widget here. And maybe that will reveal how it's supposed to go. Oh, I need to do this. It doesn't look exactly right to me either, but we'll go ahead and do that. So we've got a very natural sort of curve there. This text is effing everything up. Are you serious, Ace Bright? Come on, I told you to copy everything. Okay, inner, outer, copy, paste. Whatever, Ace Bright, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. You're adopted. Got him. Okay, that's really all I needed. All right, so back. Okay, It's looking a little bit cleaner now. Yeah, this section in here just kind of looks weird, so I'm going to undo this to some extent. Okay. I do think that I want like a big, like dark section here. I just don't know how I want that to look. Okay, that looks all right. What if I should just continue on with this pattern? I don't know. I do not know. That looks kind of weird. I'm just messing around. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. Doesn't look very much like what I was trying to go for. It's an interesting pattern, but I need it to look more like this. Do I need to just like put stars everywhere? Is that what I need to do? Do I just need to just start doing star motifs? Here, let's see. Oh, I don't have enough room. That could work though. These are 6-pointed stars. What happens if I do this? Can I just draw... Oops, I was accidentally had my symmetry on. That's okay. This is just not thick enough, though. It's not a thick enough boy. I'm just plastering stars everywhere. I just want to see what this would look like. It's kind of cool, actually. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Can I get away with doing... I'm sorry, sir. You were not adequate, so we're going to get rid of you. This is going to take some fiddling to get right, I'm sure, but let's take a look. Ah, did I really just do that? Okay. Widget. Let's just turn this back on. Okay. If I do this... do those look sufficiently like stars? That's the question. Probably could have made this a brush. Oh well. This is not going to work either. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on this. Another stretching of my art skills. I don't think this is working. I don't think this is working. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it. I needed to give this impression. I mean, I could just draw a bunch of stuff on the bottom here, like what I'm doing here. Like there's a tree. It's the other problem is it's so small. Yeah, this is not working at all. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing here, but should have done that on a new layer. All right, let's see what everyone's saying here. Oh, lots of chat. There is no transparency in this game. What am I witnessing? Transparency is not an option. Is there a possibility of creating an ECS-based scene where sprites are our entities with only their IDs printed and components and systems are 2D nodes? Sure, it's possible, but I guess I don't know why you would do that over composition. In most cases of actual development, the performance difference between the two is so minuscule that it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to make a game like Gunforge, like Gunforge has a bunch of, like every entity in Gunforge has like 30 nodes attached to it, and there's all kinds of data flying around all the time, and it's like, it's fine. It doesn't have any performance issues whatsoever. I prefer the C# style of coding. Yeah. Can we see how the liquid effect on the globes look with the new UI? Yes, eventually. I just don't have any of that in place right now, so I can't show you. Do you also hear the stream music? I don't know. I've got it. It's going through my audio interface to my headphones, but I don't have my headphones on. The globes look like eyes and the shield like a fish mouth. Oh yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? That'll be better when I have the directions. They are balls. They are spheres. Completely forgot about the chat. The real example of focus on work. Yeah. I'm trying to figure the things out. The 4-pointed stars. Yeah. They need color to come off stars. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get the shape down. I'm going to add highlighting to this whole thing, you know, in the same way that we did with this, right? Started off with basic black and this dark color and then add highlights later. But I'm having a tough time getting the astronomy theme across. And so I need to think about how I'm going to do that. I don't think these segments are working either. This looks more mechanical. Can't you reduce the space between the last two stars and just add one in the center? I think that might have been old. I could, yeah. Do you like make multiple version of your assets? I mean, I'll go through multiple iterations, yeah. I forgot I was streaming. It's like, you don't need to choose now. No, that's true. Adderall belly. I don't have Adderall. I've never actually had Adderall. A little bit of Fire Belly trivia for you. I would probably be absolutely scary if you put me on those. That's funny. I completely forgot about us. I wasn't gone for that long, was I? I guess I was. I was in the zone, man. There's an ECS plugin I like to use in Godot. Hello, Poke. Got your Godot course. Love it. Wondering if you're going to update your callable state machine with the new abstract system in the new Godot update. I don't think that's necessary. Is it necessary? I guess each state could be an abstract class. No, actually, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think the callable state machine needs to be abstract class. It's been 12 years since I last read chat. Oh, we got some interstellar time dilation going on here. If it could be improved with abstract, yeah, I don't think so, because it doesn't use classes anyway, so. It's been 84 years, yeah. What's that meme? It's like, I'm 22, my life is over, and it's like an old man with a super long beard. I'm trying out your callable state machine in my game. All tutorials in state machine are just node-based. Awesome, let me know how you like it. I'm actually using the callable state machine in the online multiplayer course that I'm making right now. So that'll be interesting. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm out of juice for this. I'm gonna have to let this one percolate in my mind a little bit before I continue on. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for being here. Very much appreciate that. Always good to see everyone. And again, if you want to support my work, please check out the links in the Discord, or in the Discord. I was reading Sir Naldo's chat in the description below. And yeah, early access for that course, online multiplier, sounds so neat. Should be available this month at some point. I'm actually going to do some more work on that this afternoon. So anyway, thanks again, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow at, well, let me think. Hold on. I have a meeting tomorrow. Actually, I will not be streaming tomorrow morning. I'll probably stream in the afternoon though. So hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live. Otherwise, I will see you next time, everyone. Thank you all, and bye-bye.